Hello. This video is based on this question. What is the value of giving an astrology answer to a question posed in a human design group? Now, this started in a manifestor group, and the answer that somebody gave was the moon is in Libra. And my reply to that was, what is the value of sharing that? We're in human design. And so here we are in a video. So I'm going to start with a comparison. If I was in an Italian language group and we were trying to learn Italian and we're talking about food and somebody asks a question and I say, me gustan los tacos in Spanish, what have I contributed to the group? They know I speak Spanish. They know I like tacos. They laugh. I don't see the value of me speaking in Spanish in an Italian language group, even though the Italian language people probably understand, what I'm saying, and there's maybe even some similarities, in the language there are. But what's the value? I don't see that. Moreover, by giving a astrology answer to a human design question, that's indicating that the differences between human design and astrology are not understood. And maybe that's part of why I'm preparing this as a video. So I'm going to give my current position, and then I'm going to invite you to respond with more information that might correct me. So my current position is that there is no value in giving an astrology answer in a human design group. And there's three basic reasons I'll explore. One, astrology is seven-centered, and we are not. Two, human design is looking at not just a personality imprint, but also a design imprint, and more so the quantum effect of those two. And three, any astrology answer is going to ignore type and strategy and authority. So if it's not helping you in your experiment, what's the point in saying it? And now for the invitation to the astrologers. I don't have an astrology background. The most astrology I had before human design was Rob Bresney's free will astrology. It was fun. So I might be missing some things here, but I'd like to hear from you only if your experiment in human design is deep enough that you can speak from your personal experiment of experimenting with your type and your authority, and you followed transits long enough that you can talk about that. So your comments are invited and welcomed, and if you want to get me off of my position into a different one, I'm curious, okay? So I want to go into those three points now. So first of all, the 7 and 9 centered difference. Let me say that the manifestor who unintentionally initiated this video, she did mention that she's new to human design. So I'm going to share some basic human design facts that I might not share otherwise to make sure that newcomers to human design have enough information to follow me here. So human design is a science about a 7-centered human. Astrology was developed by 9-centered, excuse me, got that wrong. We're 9-centered now, but astrology was developed by 7-centered humans. And the difference happened in 1781. There was a genetic mutation that took the 7-chakrad human, the one we studied in yoga, and became a 9-centered Homo sapiens intransitus. That is the species that we are now. So some other things happened in 1781. For example, with this mutation, projectors entered the world. They didn't exist as a type before then. And manifestors were demoted. So to me, that's enough to let astrology go. It was developed by a kind of human that had a different relationship with mind And us nine-centered humans, mind isn't for our decisions anymore, right? So that's a pretty big difference. Now I want to talk about the second point, the quantum effect of human design. So I'll use my own chart for this. So in human design, we're looking at a set of information, an imprinting that happened when I was born in April of 1977. Astrology also looks at April 10, 1977 as my date, right? But I don't even know if astrology is looking at the location of all these other bodies. I don't even know that. But let's say this is my Aries imprinting. I was also imprinted with the same number of activations by the same celestial bodies in January of 1977, and this is my unconscious imprinting. Combined in a quantum, this is not 1 + 1 = 2. This is one set of imprinting and another set of imprinting and a quantum effect of them that we can explore, for a lifetime. That it's like astrology is like black and white on a single sheet of paper, and what this really simple chart, no substructure even, what this simple chart is showing is effectively 3 or 5 dimensional. So I'm not seeing why I would ignore all of that information while I'm trying to answer a question that is talking about a 3 or a 5 dimensional subject. The manifestor that was in this dialogue in the group, she said something also that I don't think we can fairly say. She said human design is based on astrology. I don't think it's fair to say based on astrology, because it's not like Uru Hu studied astrology and then combined it with these other things and made it a system. He got to go through an encounter with a voice in 1983, and he was shown information. And it is true that this wheel has these astrological signs on it. But that wheel is only used, the astrological signs, human design, is only used, I think, basically just to kind of let us know that that's what the seven-centered humans were doing. They were breaking up the sky into these signs and saying that everyone who was born under the same sign is the same. But what we have in human design is we have this next layer of the 64 hexagrams corresponding to the 64 codons in the DNA. And we are looking at 26 activations by the planets in creating this body graph. So this quantum of imprinting at this time and at this time corresponds to these 9 centers that we are now, and in combination, the quantum creates my type. So why would I ignore that? And something that comes to mind is Ra saying, if you're not living your type, please do me a favor, quit human design. This is what we're here to explore. Now, I think I've indicated I have some respect for astrology, and I'm going to look at it as an art. It's an old art, and I can imagine that there is some value in that art. But if you're in the human design experiment, that art is kind of like, it's not the science that can guide you in becoming a unique you. And that's what we're here in this human design experiment about. For some strange reason, we have come across this information that says that even though thousands of other people were born on April 10th, 1977, that my imprint is unique. And I can spend my whole lifetime exploring that, experimenting with that. So why would I pretend like I'm every other April 10 baby when in fact I'm a manifester. I have a certain variable. I have so much more depth of information available to help me see how I am part of the big cosmic puzzle, the human life, all these things that we get to see in human design. I am not just an Aries. And to reduce me to just an Aries would be to disregard everything that I've learned about myself through these 5 years of experimenting with this. So I understand that there can be attachment to a set of knowledge that one has gained. But if you're here in human design, it's because for some reason you know that you are that unique. And I'm going to encourage everyone who hears this video to just let the astrology go while you're talking to other people about human design. You're so much more than that.